is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Run It Back on KCSN. I know we've been hitting this nail on the head for the past several weeks now, but until our girl Ayoka Lee comes back, my God, I don't think I can mentally prepare myself for another game without her. I know if y'all haven't been listening, haven't been watching, yada, yada, let me fill y'all in. What is it, about 4 weeks ago, Ayoka Lee went down with, I think, an ankle injury, caused her to have surgery that she's going to be out for 4 weeks, right? There's hopefully light at the end of this tunnel. And there's been 6 games that K-State women's basketball has played without her. Cats are 4-2 in those 6 games, all right? So there's not a whole lot to complain about because a dub is a dub. No matter how you get it, a dub is a dub, right? And luckily, they were able to get another dub against Oklahoma State on Saturday. But the thing is why I feel like I can't mentally prepare myself for another game without her because, my God, I haven't had a single moment of peace. Not a single moment of peace in any one of these last 6 games without her because they've been stressing me the hell out, okay? This is a team that we've seen essentially dominate for the majority of the season. Outside of, 2-3 games? Dominated people. Put them in the crib, put them to sleep, pack them up, time to go home for the next opponent, right? For the next op. We know that hasn't been the case the last couple games. It's been stressful and causing me, I'm sweating, I'm nervous, I'm watching this, I'm putting my hands on my face, I'm looking back up in excitement, they're going back down again because they're stressing me the hell out. But that's just what sports does to me. It doesn't matter who it is. Right now, it's K-State women's basketball turn to really stress me the hell out because I know it was K-State football at some point, K-State men's basketball. Seems like every single game now. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan, so obviously you take that whatever, how you will, okay? But I can't handle any more stress. But still, they're able to find a way to win. And let's look at the most recent game, shall we? This past Saturday against Oklahoma State. K-State has dropped a few spots since being number 2 ranked in the country. They lost to Oklahoma. They lost to Texas in back-to-back games. That dropped them to number 8. Today, they just went back up a spot to number 7. So still in the top 10. Thank Jesus for that, right? This game against Oklahoma State, K-State won 69-68. Now, Sophie Dilly was on my show last week, right? And we talked about if there's ever a time for K-State to remember who the hell that they are, to really boost themselves up with a win, it was going to be this game against Oklahoma State, right? To do something to show, like, yes, we still got it. It's just a little bit of a hiccup these last couple games, yada, yada, whatever, right? And we both talked about we're not giving any sort of disrespect to Oklahoma State whatsoever, right? This was my first time ever watching an Oklahoma State game this season for their women's basketball team. So all I know is their record, and I know not to sleep on anybody. This should not have been a game that was just a 1-point game, a 1-point win for K-State. K-State has proven several times this season that they are the best team in the Big 12 and one of the best teams in the entire country. I still think they are. These last 4 weeks has just, like I said before, caused me to be stressed to my core, right? Oklahoma State. They came in 11-11, I think on a 5-game losing streak. And this is the second team that we've seen at home that is at the bottom of the Big 12 give us work. To give us work, okay? BYU, I think they're second to last in the Big 12, and we only beat them by I think 1 or 2 points as well, by a possession, right? By a basket. And then same thing goes with Oklahoma State. These are teams that this K-State team, this season, should have no issues with whatsoever. Even though I get Yoki's not there. I understand that she's a huge part of our offense, huge part of our defense. I know that. But these teams that are not your Baylors, that are not your Texas, that are not even your Oklahomas, should not be able to give you this type of work. Okay, and like I said, I know a win's a win. I'm going to get to those positives in a moment. This is just something I need to get off my chest, because I think we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, getting Ayoka Lee back. She's day to day. I saw that report the other day that she's now day to day. Hopefully this game on Wednesday against Iowa State is when she comes back, because I cannot handle another damn game without her. I cannot watch another game without her, without feeling some type of way. We need her. We miss her. My God, I miss her. And I needed to come back. But until then, right, let me read you the stats from this Oklahoma State game, and we're going to really figure out how we were able to pull that off. Because, good team still find a way to win. And they did that. I'm not discrediting that. I'm not ignoring that fact whatsoever. Do not get it twisted. Like I said, this is just stuff that I have to get off my chest. You feel me? So these stats, I'm not going to avoid them anymore. Oklahoma State shot 47% from the field. I'm gonna let that ring. 47% from the field. This is the highest field goal percentage K-State has allowed all season. Almost 50% from the field on this defense, this lockdown defense, that I've said multiple times and still mean it. Best defensive team in the country. 47% on a team that's bottom of the Big 12. All right. Oklahoma State, 47% from the field. Jesus. Oklahoma State's 3-point field goal percentage, 52.4. 52.4. Y'all know math. Y'all know math better than I know math. Over half their 3-point makes went through the hoop. They were 11 for 21 in that game. Think with that, that's exactly 50%. But you know these numbers. I'm getting them off the internet, because who doesn't trust the internet, right? Anyway, 52.4% from the 3-point line. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Okay, we're going to keep it pushing. Free throw percentage, whatever, they were just over 50%. That's honestly not great for free throws. Okay, they're free for a reason, right? Rebounds. Oklahoma State was able to grab 41 boards. K-State's 28 boards, right? And then, of course, Oklahoma State, they had 20 turnovers to K-State 6. That right there, is you circle that as one of the major reasons how K-State was able to pull this out, because all the other stats that I'm reading, over 50%, over 50% from the 3-point line, 47% from the field, 41 rebounds. K-State was shooting 39.7% from the field and 23.1% from 3. You just gotta read some of those numbers, and I'm like, sometimes you just gotta think, like, how the hell did they pull this off? How the hell did the Cats come out with a win like this? Because that's I can't forget to mention that Oklahoma State had a 28-point third quarter. 28. I said multiple times that K-State has been probably one of the best teams in the third quarter in the country. I read some stats on it a while back. What they do on defensively, especially what they do offensively, they'd average 22 points in the third quarter before, or at least to the beginning of Big 12 play. I don't know what those numbers are now, because obviously that has dipped since Ayoka has left. And that's a lot of math for me to do, at least for those games, to find out that exact percentage, right? 28-point third quarter. The team bottom of the Big 12. Now, I'm giving my props to Oklahoma State. I'm giving my props to them. They was hitting threes. They were not scared of this team. They were doing the damn thing. And I'm round of applause, huge pat on the back, because honestly, looking at these numbers, they deserve to win. They deserved to upset Kansas State at Bramlage Coliseum in front of all of those fans who continue to show up for this team. Props to y'all. I love y'all for that. But you gotta hand it to Oklahoma State. They literally went in there and was literally one possession away from handling business. All right, I'm giving my respect to them for that. But my gosh, y'all gotta Okay, ladies, I like our Wildcats. We've seen y'all dominate teams much better than this one right here. And we just miss seeing that. I know it's not gone. I have, if someone tells me, all right, yeah, they gonna do it, they gonna do that, they gonna be back to how they do tomorrow, I'll be like, all right, sure, book it. Why would that surprise me? It wouldn't. All right, because we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen several times with this team. So I like that part. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised. Right. But I know lights at the end of the tunnel, but they gotta help me, man. Help me, because my chest cannot take it. All right, it just cannot take it. And I know I can keep talking about this for a long time, but we got to get to other stuff later on in the show, and we will. But before we do that, you know what it is. You know what I got to do with homefieldapparel.com. All right, y'all know Home Field. Y'all familiar with them already. Shoot, they put a little something in there to help the Wildcats with NIL. Like, how can you not support? You feel me? So hit up homefieldapparel.com. Get your shirts, get your hat, get your hoodies, whatever you feel that you might want. Go ahead and hit him up, and you can get it. All right, we'll be right back on Run It Back.
We appreciate you supporting KC Sports Network by listening to our podcast. You have helped us become the highest-ranked Chiefs podcast network in 2022 and 2023. And don't forget about our daily Substack newsletter, the best written analysis you can find on the Chiefs straight to your inbox every day. kcsn.substack.com.
All right, y'all, welcome back to Run It Back. And I had complete blinders on. How can I start the show without shouting out the Kansas City Chiefs? I know y'all just saw the little ad that we run, the #1 Chiefs podcast. All right, back-to-back Super Bowl champions. I am not a Chiefs fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. Like I said before, y'all take that how y'all will. But me working in Columbia, Missouri, and working in news, my job was a lot more fun yesterday after seeing them win the Super Bowl, because I don't know what the hell we was going to do if they lost. All right, so I really, really, really appreciate them for that. Shout out to the Chiefs. Hopefully my Cowboys will no longer, embarrass me. But anyway, moving on, right? Talked about K-State women's basketball, them stressing me out. Like I said before, sports always stress me the hell out. And it doesn't matter who's playing, who's not playing. Don't care. There's something's always going to stress me out. That's because that's how I am. I can't control it. I tried to. Ain't jack diddly squat I can do about it, right? So that is what that is, right? So I read off the stats in the first half of the show from Oklahoma State. Like I said, I'm giving them like props. They did an excellent job, all right? And shots were falling for them. Shots were really, really falling for them. Shots just weren't falling for the Cats. They had a lot of good looks, not only at the 3-point line, but around the basket as well. There's just stuff this wasn't falling. Like I understand that. Not every game is going to be one of them games for you. It's just really not. That's why, you rely on the defensive one. I think despite the numbers I just read, K-State defense is still really good. All right. Yes, the highest field goal percentage allowed, but like the damn stuff was just falling for Oklahoma State. It really was. It was like sure, what more could you really do it? Like on some of these shots, right? But I know why they had such a high 3-point percentage. Like I said before, it shot 52.4% from what it says right here, from what I got from the K-State Athletics website, right? I mean, skip passes. It was those skip passes that was really like tearing our behinds up. It really, really was. And I know I was going through this a little bit more. Some of the national rankings that we had a few weeks ago. I'll read a little bit more, into that in a moment. But I know at one point K-State was the second in the country. Was ranked second in the country behind Campbell. Take that as you will. In opponent 3-point percentage, right? Allowing 21.7% from 3-point line. Obviously, Oklahoma State did a lot better than that. Once again, 52.4%. All right. And it was those skip passes and these numbers that I'm going to read that K-State was like top 5, top 10 nationally. They've dropped. I mean, obviously, more games, more, numbers can, typically drop. That's just how stuff goes, right? but I know a significant jump in the opponent 3-point percentage, and specifically from this game, is because those skip passes. And why is that? Because once again, that Ayoka Lee effect, or lack thereof, with Ayoka Lee, they had to double team Hannah Gusters. Yes, Hannah Gusters, the center for Oklahoma State. I think she ended the game with, let me see, 13 points and 4 rebounds. So this one individual didn't, crush us on the boards. I think they still played her fairly well in this game. Shoot, they went small ball and had Gabby Gregory cover her, because Gabby is literally the toughest individual in this entire team, right? But they would be sending double teams to Gusters, and those skip passes across the court, and then the help defense comes a little bit late because they are coming off Gusters, who they were double teaming in the paint, and then our defenders just wouldn't get there soon enough to get a hand up in the face, and those were shots that Oklahoma State was just draining. They really, really were. I know, was this one girl, Garzon? She was lighting our butts up. She had 14 points. She shot 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. 4 for 7. She was killing it. She was really killing it. She was definitely the main benefactor on those skip pass threes. That's what it. But those were wide open. Even though we've seen it before. We've seen it before. Them go into zone, everything, go into man defense, everything, and they're forced to have to double the post player in the paint because they don't have anyone that can match up with their 1v1. I know Imani Lester, she was able to get her first start this weekend, so congratulations to her. So I'm gonna put like a bigger body on Gusters, because I know everyone's having a tough time. That's a lot to ask for Gisela Sanchez, who is not a natural 5. We talked about that last week with Sophie Dilly, and Sophie Dilly made this really, really great point to where she's in a role that does not fit her, but she's forced to play just because of injury right now. And that comparison that she had was Ish Masood 2 years ago, when K-State didn't have a center the K-State men's basketball team didn't have a center to put out there outside of a jump ball to start the first half and the second half, and then they put him to the bench because that's all, unfortunately, they were really good for. So they had to go to small ball, and Ish Masood was forced to play that 5 spot when he's not a natural 5. Bros, switch between the 3 and the 4. That's his lane. That's where his skills matured, is in those positions, right? And that's the same thing with Gisela Sanchez. She's not a natural 5. They're just putting her in this situation because that's just something that you need when your name is called upon. That's something she's got to do, and she's done a really good job. She's done the best she can. She's had a few double-digit games that we've been waiting to see from her this season, and she's been able to get that these last 4-week stretch that Yoki has been gone, right? So there's things that has really helped her in that, but in some cases we're a little bit outmatched, such as this past weekend against Oklahoma State, against Hannah Gusters. They had a plan. They obviously had a plan to double team her in the paint and everything like that, obviously leaving a 3-point shooter open with the skip pass. We went through that. But it's just it's the matchup issues that we've been had. And obviously Eliza Maupin, I know last week I called for maybe, Eliza to get her first start of the season, but it was Imani Lester, of course, understanding why, because even, Maupin, she wasn't really out there as much as I thought she would have been, because she had a really nice cut to the basket in the very first quarter, but they didn't go back to that. Eliza Maupin, she played for 4 minutes. I would have thought we'd, see a little bit, more of Eliza in certain cases of this game, but, I'm not the coach. I'm not questioning Coach Fitty whatsoever. He knows things. He knows, once again, the matchup. I know Imani Lester, she matched up a lot better against Hannah Gusters than obviously Sanchez and more than Maupin, just because K-State literally did not have the size to try to match up with her. That's what it is. And it's not saying this is an individual her name escapes me, but the girl who had a 20-point double-double, she had 5 points, 21 rebounds, the girl that played for BYU. It was not the same caliber post player, but it was something that they still had a game plan for with Hannah Gusters. And you just didn't have the people to really match up. It's just, that is what that is. That's why they had to double team her. That's why they had left those 3-point shooters open with the skip pass. And that's one of the things that obviously Ayoka Lee would eliminate completely. You can play, like, you can do your 1v1 in the paint and literally have no fear because you know Yoki's going to have that covered. And does, right? And does. But until then, that's just something that they had to figure out these past couple games. And I guess one of the other things is, like, Oklahoma State and all these other teams, especially, BYU too, the teams that are bottom of the Big 12 and played K-State on the road and, like, was able to at least handle some business, but didn't come out with a win. Like, they aren't scared. They aren't scared of this K-State team. They're not scared of us because Yoki's not there. Like, obviously, players going to have a little bit more of a thinking process to do if Yoki's back there, hands up. Because sure, drive at Yoki if you want to. If you want to, I highly doubt that was in the game plan from your head coach. But sure, go ahead. And she's gonna alter shots. I know Coach Minnie, when he was on the show a few weeks ago, they have like a stat count of like altered shots, and obviously Yoki leads that category of the team. And that's what it was. Someone's going to be parked in that lane and handle business. And unfortunately, it's no one has been able to. What's the right word for this? I don't want to say like hasn't stepped up because that's big shoes to fill. I'm not going to say no one has stepped up. All of these players have stepped up, and they have actually still done a really good job, right? They're just, not Yoki, but how many players in this entire country is, right? So that's just one of the things that, they're missing. And when Yoki comes back, all the things that I'm about to list here will literally be eliminated. But it's just one of those things that just sucks not being able to have her, even though wins are wins. And K-State was 4-2 the last 6 games without her. But it just kind of sucks how some of these things have went down in the last couple weeks, because I've talked about it before where K-State was ranking nationally in a lot of these categories. I know before the start of Big 12 play, K-State was ranked 4th nationally in scoring defense, 1st in the Big 12. We're still 1st in the Big 12, so hey, shout out to that. But now we went from 4th nationally in scoring defense to 9th in the last couple weeks. All right, that's down 5 places. All right, math. I know math ain't my strong suit, but that numbers don't lie. Okay, and then we were second behind second behind South Carolina in field goal percentage defense. Still 1st in the Big 12. Cool. But now that's dropped to 4th. That's not bad. That's really 2 spots. It's a season, it's a long season. That just is how that is. National in blocks per game, K-State is still 10th. They were ranked 10th before. They're still 10th now. So that's still good. And I think actually K-State leads the Big 12 in blocks now. They were second behind TCU. That was mainly because Sidonia Prince. But she was injured along with a lot of players at TCU, right? So now K-State still leads the Big 12 in blocks and is still ranked 10th nationally in blocks per game, right? See, nationally on rebounds, yeah, that one was bad. Before, K-State was 10th nationally in rebounds, 2nd in the Big 12. Now they're 7th in the Big 12 in rebounds. That's where I think the biggest hit, obviously, with Yoki not being in the lineup for these last couple weeks due to injury. What has really incredibly hurt us, like you read the stats earlier, K-State was out rebounded by Oklahoma State 41-28. But the drop nationally, as far as team rebounds go, baby, it's not great. It's not great at all. Honestly, I almost wanted to shed a tear. Previously, they were ranked 10th nationally in team rebounds, top 10. All right, cool. That's excellent. But they have completely fallen off the map when it comes to where they rank for team rebounds. They're not even in the top 50. Just like before, let me let that marinate, let that sit. We were ranked 10th nationally in team rebounding. Obviously, huge due to Yoki, whether she gets the rebound herself or she has a lot of attention for opponents to surround her for rebounds, and it's a long rebound. And of course, K-State either gets the offensive or defensive rebound. Yoki's presence will affect that no matter what, right? But damn it, and completely fall off the ranking list for team rebounding when you were top 10? Jesus, be offense. I'm not saying they can't get back to that. If they're able to fall off that quick, hell, maybe they can climb back up that quickly too. Okay? Hope is not gone. Hope is not gone. Hope is not gone. But Jesus, that's large. That's real large. That's real large. But saying that they can't climb back up would be negligent of me to think that. It really would. It really would. Okay? So that is what that is. That is what that is. Okay? Let's see. 3-point percentage. K-State actually did not drop very much from that. They went from second to third. So that's still not bad. All right. Offensively, dropped some as well. Assist to turnover ratio, we were 10th nationally, goes to 15th. We were 4th nationally in assists per game, dropped down to 9th. And we were 20th in field goal percentage. Second, that used to be second in the Big 12, but now we are 5th in the Big 12 and 30th nationally. Once again, all of these numbers that I read, probably heavily affected with Yoki being out. But I truly, truly think there is light at the end of this tunnel. Because I think her 4 weeks stand is up this week when they go to Iowa State. Yeah, I think that game is in Ames. Let me double check. Yes, ma'am, it is. That's at Ames on Wednesday at 6:30 on ESPN Plus. Please, Yoki, please. All prayers, all good vibes, whatever, whoever, universe you pray for, whoever, send the vibes to Yoki. Hell, she can have my ankle. Now, I'm not using it that damn much. Because it'd be really, really nice to have her back for this game and obviously for the rest of the season as well. K-State still has a chance to win the Big 12 in the regular season. Right now, they're a game behind Oklahoma, who was able to upset us last week, right? So got Iowa State next, then UCF, then West Virginia. That's the game I'm circling because West Virginia is like the second best defensive team in the Big 12 just behind us, all right? And when K-State already has some offensive struggles, it'd be nice to really have Yoki back for that, right? And obviously West Virginia, that's going to be another ranked matchup, okay? And once again, they're going to be playing Kansas again. Kansas gave us a little bit of fits on the very first game that Yoki was not there. It was a close game, but then ended up winning that game by 11. And that's like the biggest margin of victory that we've had since then. Everything else has been literally within a possession, seems like. But that's what comes up after that. Then obviously Iowa State again. So you get Iowa State twice within a couple weeks span. So feeling very Iowa-like when it comes to that part of the scheduling. Then, of course, you end the season at Texas Tech. So a lot of chances to them be like, oh, yeah, here we are. We back. And as soon as Yoki comes back, that's as soon as I think everybody, including myself, can just take a damn breath. Am I probably overreacting a lot of these things? Damn straight. Yeah, probably. That's just who I am. Am I as overreacted as a lot of the fans? No, the hell I am not. I still think I am very rational in some aspects, right? But you know, it just hurts my soul to read some of those numbers that I read out loud to you in this span where we really, really, really have missed Yoki. Truly, 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 because I myself personally cannot handle another game without her. And being able to watch this because they stressing me the hell out. Teams that are packing us up, we should be packing them up, damn it. But still, not every game you're going to win by 20 or 15 or whatever. Sometimes you're going to get a little stretch where you're lucky to claw out a win, and the tougher team at the end of the day still is able to win, and that's K-State. Obviously, it didn't go our way against Oklahoma. It didn't go our way against Texas, but it still went our way against a lot of other teams who thought they might have an opportunity to hit us in the mouth, and they did, but it wasn't the knockout punch. So you cannot discredit that. Sophie told us last week that none of the losses that we've had in this stretch are bad losses, and I'm still going to say they are not bad losses. They're not bad losses at all. That's why we're still ranked in the top 10. That's why we were ranked. We fell all the way down to 8, and that wasn't 15 or something ridiculous like we've seen before in the past, or even other teams, or even like our men's team last year. Some people be really, really cruel in them rankings, but they weren't to us this time because they were not bad losses. And obviously, K-State was able to jump one spot in the AP poll after this past week. All right, so hope is not lost. By by no means. Hope is not lost and hope is never lost, okay? This team can still win the Big 12. Hell, this team may even find themselves in a Final Four. It's just the fact that Yoki's got to be there. Yoki's got to be there. She is that factor. She is the one, the very one that we need for any of this to come to fruition. And I think that she'll be back soon. I hope and pray she'll be back soon because we miss her. We miss her so much. I know her teammates miss her. I know she misses them. I know she watches these games and just knows to be like, dang, I just know I can shut her down. I can shut that down. I can shut that play down. I know that. I know she's probably itching to get back on the floor, and we cannot wait. We cannot wait to see her. Right? But now we just got to get through another game. Hopefully this is the one where she comes back. All right? But now we just got to sit back, wait, and see. Then next week, I'll tell y'all all about it. But I thank y'all for listening to me literally spiel and get all of this stuff off my chest in this rant that I did. But I still want to say I love this K-State women's basketball team. I love the fans that's still being able to show out at home with all the little baby Gap goats. We love that. We love that. Like I said, I want that energy. Y'all, do it for me because I'm not there to do it myself, right? So really appreciate the fans, really appreciate this team who I still think, and I will stand 10 toes down, that they are the ones to do something great. And they already have, all right, first and foremost. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all back on Run It Back next week.